Welcome back to NC Bassin. I'm Lennon Moore. Today I'm fishing on Derek's boat, blue collar fishing. Check out his channel. We're gonna fish the hot hole today around the south end. I ain't been fishing on a boat in a long time, so it's gonna be nice to stand up and fish. Maybe we can get some on Topwater. We're at the hot hole. I mean, it's warm water. These fish act way different down here. Last couple of trips have been really tough. Hadn't been able to make a video. Caught like 4 fish from Pinnacle and like 7 little dinks from Blythe 2 weeks ago. So hopefully we can catch enough fish to make a video. Let's see how it goes. I mean, we're the opposite on big baits, but we're the same on Topwater. Both freaking love Topwater. Yeah.
I don't even know if I got that on camera, honestly.
There's so many good.
Sitting there looking around.
There's so many good stumps. There's one. So many good stumps down here. I always feel big at first. They shrink. The spots will always fight hard, even when they're tiny. Especially in the warm water. You catch one out of that 40-degree water and they barely even fight.
Yeah. I told you there's a school right here. What's going on?
Jerkbait's kill in the winter time, but it sucks trying to get jerkbait hooks out with gloves on. There's one.
I was throwing.
I was throwing a crankbait on it.
I was throwing those magnums on that rod.
Really?
Yep. Up at Prescott, I got videoing it on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a little flimsy for that, but it's a good topwater rod too. It's a little flimsy.
Yeah.
Which
So that's why
I throw it on braid, so I don't want a little flimsy.
So this one in my hand is actually a crankbait rod.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's my topwater.
If you put braid on it, it'd be perfect.
Well, I bought it for crankbait.
Another one.
I didn't like it.
If you put braid on it, it'd be perfect. But you like mono, don't you?
I got braid.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I love a moderate rod with braid. Big and they're still fun on jerkbait. Not as fun as Topwater, but it's fun with it. Still fun. There we go. Yeah, on the shaky head. Better fish. Better I call it jerkbait at least. Not really. Not really, they're just fighting. I thought he was going to be like a 16-incher at least. It's a dink. I'll take it though. Fight hard in that warm water. Probably 14 inches. It might have been a keeper just barely. On the shaky head. Using them myself either. There's one.
Really? Oh shit.
Right under the trolling motor.
The trolling motor.
Yeah. He was right under it. They're always down there, so it's getting the bite. There's fish at the hot hole 24/7. It's actually getting them to eat it. This is the same worm I had on last time. It's hanging on for dear life.
I caught a topwater.
Yeah, that's way better than the shaky head fish. There's one on the tiny crankbait. Little spot.
That's why I was talking about missing them. I had 3 bites over here. They wouldn't hook up on.
I don't even know what this little crankbait is. I'm glad I brought it because we were fishing shallow. It's got like that little S-lip. It's a 3D flat crank. I've killed them before on this when they're schooling. A long time ago. One bait you can catch them on and not worry about it actually hitting the bottom. They'll eat it while swimming. I don't ever fish here.
Do I?
I never fish here. Oh, is that that's Matt Robertson right there? Oh, I think got one while I was floating up. I think that's Matt Robertson in front of us. On them fishing right there. Fishing Lake Norman a lot lately. Dang, that's a good one, maybe. Oop. I don't think he's very big. He's just fire. No, he's not big at all. Oh my gosh, he's a giant. On 6-pound test line. Little tiny guy. I'm glad I found this little thing. Golly, I mean, just freaking smoked it. Got him going now. Got him fired up. The biggins. They might not be big, it's fun. Still fun.
See, but this is why I like that.
Yep. Slides right up it. They can't throw it off. If you ever hook a big one on it too, it'll actually just keep the leverage. He hit that on Topwater. So there's a chance for Topwater. This thing will still dive like 3 feet at the most, but it really dives like 1.5 feet.
At least I know there's fish here.
Yep. I almost caught more than I caught last shrimp. Was that 6? And I caught 2 on jerkbait. 2 on 6, yeah. 7. Yeah, I've already tied what I caught. Shit, the ones I caught the hot hole last time were 6 inches long. They're barely bigger than my jerkbait.
Really?
They were tiny, tiny. Especially with no current here. I don't know why they're here. I wouldn't think they'd be here. Oh, it's just there's rocks over there. I usually catch dinks on it, but golly, they slammed that thing. That's fun. It's fun catching. Yeah. Every time I pause, they freaking rip the rod out of your hand. It's fun catching them on when it's freezing cold, but we're fishing in 60-something degree water and they're fighting hard as can be. I don't even know if they still make this crankbait, but I'm glad I found it. Let me spray paint this pink to prove you that color don't matter. No, this is kind of a translucent. Big fan of translucent colors on Norman.
I think I'm throwing this white thing.
36.
My small little 75s. I get the thick owner hooks for that. That was what got shoved in my finger.
Ooh, 75 what? Popper?
Whopper pop.
Oh, Whopper. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's what got shoved in my finger.
They're sharp.
Fucking 36s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're sharp as can be. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A little crankbait's working.
I love to watch it come in.
This reel is junk, though. The anti-reverse has been going out forever. It keeps reeling backwards. If I let go of the reel, I'm probably going to lose this fish. There he goes. Shouldn't even be flipping with 6-pound test. A little bit lower. Barely. I don't think it got this low at all last year. I gotta look.
I don't think it did either because.
Oh golly, they smashed this thing. Yeah, it ain't big. It ain't big. They
Funny is those guys just fished this whole fucking thing for checked up.
Oh, he come off. No, he didn't. Yep. I mean, they're all fun on a spinning rod. If you stay away from your trolling motor.
foam on it off, so it's not like it's gonna.
Okay, good. I'll get him in one day. He's probably 14 inches. Yep. If I want to flip him, with a 6-pound test. Ain't that big. He's almost a 15-incher throwing up bait. Oh no. Look at that. Should look. That's definitely threadfin shad.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, the spots that we're hitting now are just the spots I hit regularly. Because they generally do something. Granted, I'm usually fishing with bigger bait.
Not a bad fish. That's the bait down here is tiny, but he just threw up. Those were like 4-inch threadfin. So, and dude, I'm telling you, like half the time they're throwing up alewives or blueback herring. And everybody thinks they're shad. There's a bunch of herring in this lake. There's still more threadfin, but it's close. He's not a good kayak fish, but he's a good boat fish. There's a bunch of grass back there too. Those dredge docks got largemouth on them, always. There's a fish right there already. As soon as we get here. There's always shaky head fish to be caught back here. Oh, it might be too cold. I hope not. That's what you catch from the shaky head, though. 12-pound line with a shaky head rod. Catch a big one, throw a whacker. It might be sitting on them floats.
We'll see. I'll give you a couple more.
Yeah, he's probably 15 and a half. Not big at all, but it's fun.
It looked like he had it. It looked like
We got a little chop here. There's one. Oh yeah. Is it a good one? Oh, he's going towards you. Yeah, but these hooks aren't bad. Not big at all. No, my worm. Just had another one smash the glide. He's had a few trying to bite the glide. That one actually bit it good. Not a bad little whackery fish. The water's so clear they can see. You don't have to get that close to the grass. They can see it.
Yeah, I think that's part of my problem too. You notice how close I am with docks when I do this?
Yeah, I got one.
I need to do that.
Nothing big. They're actually biting a whackery though. That's fun. Right the grass. You know, throw it in the grass and catch a spot. On the baton. Kind of like that hook. I might have to give that hook a try. It's like the way the bait falls and it sits straight up.
What?
I like the way the hook sits straight up when it falls. It's hanging over. Tiny one. Itty bitty. A little crankbait. Little bait. Look at me and everything. Barely had him hook. Yeah, to hook me. Just skin hook. Well guys, that was a day. Not bad. Caught a bunch of small fish. Wasn't terribly cold either. Got up to like 53. If he'd got those fish that bit the glide, we'd had a good 15-pound bag. I mean, like a over 4-pound largemouth hit the glide. A couple like 2.5-pound spots. Just couldn't hook up with any of them, not for more than 1 second at least. We seen like 3-3-pound spots in the back of a pocket. I mean, they're staging up like they're going to spawn. Surprisingly, the water temperature was in the mid-50s down there. I mean, of course, it was like 68 at the hot hole. The fish just need a big bait to come out and bite it. I mean, I thought they'd bite the wacky rig and the shaky head. You think there's no big fish around, throw a glide, and all of a sudden these big fish come out. It's fun getting on a boat, catch the fish. Not a bad day, but thanks for watching. See you next time on NC Bassing.